What's up, truck drivers? It's Kenny again. Just came back off of home time. Yeah, I shaved it all off, but it won't last. So anyway, I got a pretty significant update on all this TND 750 / Rand McNally 2.0 stuff. First of all, though, a lot of y'all have been watching these videos, these TND videos. Not very many people watch my other stuff, but you guys are really watching this TND saga. Hit that subscribe button. Give me a little bit of momentum on this channel. Help me, start building a community here, start building a channel. Hit the subscribe button, like the video. It really helps. I run another YouTube channel with about 10,000 subscribers that I've been running for years on another topic, but man, I'd really like to get some truck driving stuff going on this on this channel. But it's kind of hard to be motivated about it when not a lot of people watching it. So anyway, yeah, hit the subscribe button, shoot me some love. So the TND 750. Now, first of all, I'd like to say that I wish that I could have gotten somebody on the phone when I was trying to contact them. I did get somebody in Israel or something, through the customer support line. But I couldn't, I tried to get them to tell them, call me. I gave them my phone number, told them to call me, contact me, let's have a conversation about this. And I couldn't make that happen. But apparently, through the power of the internet, another driver or somebody sent them my videos that I made. And now all of a sudden they want to talk. Okay? So I get a comment on one of my other videos, not the TND videos, saying, contact us through Facebook so we can have a conversation about all this. So I contacted them today through Facebook this morning, and I just got off the phone with the lady who is a representative of Rand McNally, and she had forwarded my videos to the developers, and they watched them, and they had some feedback and as well as some questions for me. So here's what came out of that, and this is going to be probably a lot more information than you're going to get anywhere else. So hopefully, you appreciate it. You'll subscribe and hit the like button. So we're going to go through this stuff one by one, all right? So the navigation issues, obviously, if you watch the other two videos, you'll know that was my bad, okay? And I'm going to tell you how to fix it if you're having serious navigation issues with the device. Now, they did say, the developers came back and said that avoid small roads button is unchecked from the factory. So that means that I must have, when I set the device up, I must have checked that, okay? If you're experiencing these navigation problems that I talked about in that first video, you need to go into the settings and go to the route settings and look at the avoids section. And if the box that says avoid small roads is checked, you need to uncheck that box and then turn the device off and turn it back on. If you don't restart it, it will not fix it. But if you uncheck that box and restart the device, it has fixed the navigation for me. You're going to always have little small issues, you know what I mean? But I haven't really had an issue since I did that. It doesn't do the thing with the weird routing to the truck stops, and it's been fine since then. So if you're playing with your settings, do not check the box that says avoid small roads. It does not do what you think it does. I don't really honestly know what the thought process behind that button is, but whatever you think it's supposed to do is not what it's going to do. To me, avoid small roads means that it's not going to send me on the road like it did in Arkansas, where it sent me on this road with all these corkscrew turns through the mountains, 2 lanes with no shoulder, and just a road that I was like, there ain't no way I'm supposed to be on this road. You know, it did send me up through that road, and I did make it, and it wasn't a no truck zone. But when I checked the avoid small roads box, that's what I expected to keep me off. But what it actually did was tell me I can't take an exit and go to a truck stop. I mean, I think that, I don't know what the logic behind it is at all, because if I was driving an oversized load, I would have gone into the truck settings and said, I'm this wide and this tall and this long, and you ought to be able to do that and fix it that way. But anyway, regardless, don't check the box, and make sure the box is unchecked, and the navigation should be okay. Okay, now as far as the other problems are concerned that are not my fault, the developers came back and said that the ETA problem with you not being able to see your final destination ETA once you've set a stop is something that they're aware of, and they're working on a fix, and they're going to reintroduce that feature in a future update, whatever that means, hopefully pretty soon. They're apparently working on it. And that problem is that if you're on a trip and you set a stop, it won't tell you what the ETA to the final destination is. So if I got to set a stop that's off of the beaten path of my route, and it has to recalculate to get me there, I can't then look and see how long it's going to take me to get to the final destination. But I am going to tell you how to get around it for now, okay? For now, this is what I'm doing until they fix it. If you stop the navigation completely, okay, shut the navigation off, then set the stop first. Say you're going to fuel at a certain TA, okay, you set that in there first. Then set your final destination and say add as via, and then at the end, put it at the end. So then you can click the little thing in the top right corner and go to route overview and click summary, and it will tell you how long it takes you to get to your final destination. Okay, now that is not real time, so you can't then look back at that 30 minutes later and it'll have changed. It will still be the same. So if you want to look 2 hours later, you got to do that all again. But for now, that's a way for you to get around the fact that it doesn't have that feature anymore. And hopefully they release that pretty soon, and you know, it'll all be fixed. The other ETA problem is that the increase ETA sum and increase ETA more options are all out of whack. Your ETA is just all out of whack, depending on how fast your truck is. You know, my truck's about average. I do 65 miles an hour, and there isn't an option that really works, okay? At 65 miles an hour, if I click the ETA sum, increase ETA sum, it basically gives me the speed, the ETA of if I'm able to mash on it the whole way and nothing slows me down, that's what time I'll get there. So it's not accurate, because that never happens. You know, every time I hit a little bit of slow traffic, or, you know, whatever the case may be, I'm getting a little bit further behind. But if I try to use the increase ETA more, I'm outrunning it by 20-30 minutes a day, which is somewhat acceptable. You know, you could work with that. But here's the main problem, okay? Like if you're running up a road like I'm running now, I'm on I-69 headed through Oklahoma up to 44, and there's all these little towns along that road, and we all know that happens all the time. It screws it up for some reason. Like there was one day, I talked about it in my other video, where it said it was going to take like 11 hours and 20 minutes to get there, and it took me like 9.5 hours or something. You know, it was way off. So if you're going through little towns, just be aware of that. Until they do something to fix it, I kind of look back and forth between the two and kind of come up with something in the middle, you know, and maybe just kind of use the ETA sum and then just give myself a whole bunch of cushion like I would if I was running on a map. I mean, you can work around it, but the thing is, you shouldn't have to. You shouldn't have to find a bunch of workarounds to get around these problems. And the fact that nobody had brought that to their attention yet, hopefully, they seem like they are interested in fixing these problems. So, we'll see. Now, the other issue is the charging problems. And a lot of people are having these charging problems. Now, I'm not experiencing the charging problems as bad as some other people. Like somebody commented on my video just today saying that there's nothing, they can't find anything they can do to make the charger keep up. And the lady told me that in the first batch or so of devices that went out, there was some kind of an issue with the posts in the charging base, with them being misaligned or something. And they're going to ship me out a new one, one of the newer ones, and see if that fixes my issues. Now, like I said, I'm not experiencing them as bad as some people, but like today, I let it run down and then plugged it back in to see what would happen, and it's not keeping up. I mean, I shut it off for about 30 minutes and it caught back up some, but now I've turned the brightness up to about 3/4, and I'm running it with the charger plugged in, and it's just kind of staying even at 3/4 charge. It's not gaining on it. So we'll see what happens when I get that, and see if that makes it keep up better. And I'll update as we go. I'm going to update. I won't be home again for 5-6 weeks, and then at that point, I'll run a couple of tests to see how that new charging base is working, and I'll make a video about. Hopefully, they've released some updates by then and maybe fix some of these problems, and I will make an updated video at that time. I suggested to them about the ETA stuff, and she thought it was a really good idea and said she's going to pass it up to the developers. I suggested that instead of trying to just guess at it and give us some options that we can't control, maybe they should just make it to where we can enter the speed of our truck in there and adjust it that way. That way, because we all have different speeds. We all do different speeds. So if I could put 65 in there, and then I can judge where I'm at right then if it's not right, I could just go down to 62 and see what happens there until I get it right. And another thing that I pointed out is that what I think the problem is with the ETAs is that, like I said, if you're going through a highway with little towns through it, I think that it's trying to slow us down through those towns when, we all know that we don't really lose time in those towns because, most of the time I'm doing 2 or 3 mile an hour over the speed limit, if not more. I usually gain time through the little towns. And it's the long 400-mile stretches that that you need to be able to adjust. So I told her that, and she took that down. I was going to talk to them about that, about maybe thinking about how the ETA actually is functioning. And hopefully we'll make some headway on this, guys. Now, I didn't really get into it with her about like the icons being too small and the little piddly stuff, because I think it's more important that they get these more major problems squared away first, and hopefully that'll happen. And then who knows, man? Maybe we'll have a much better GPS in a few months, 4, 5, 6 months or something. I mean, if they really get on these problems, I wouldn't think it would take them that long to just kind of figure out what's going on and rework it and release an update. Now, as far as being able to enter your speed in there, that's more of a major rewrite that I don't know if that would be something that they'd release fast if they like that idea. But I'd be happy with them just getting the ETA sorted out, because just about everything about the ETA system on this thing is jacked up. Yeah, so again, like and subscribe, man, and I'm gonna keep it updated as time goes on and they release updates and I get this new charger. I'll make some more videos, and hopefully you guys will get notified about that because you hit the subscribe button. So thanks for watching, everybody. Keep on trucking.